Eli. There you go. We're live.
There we go.
Hi, and I'm hostess today because Scott's machine, with his agreement with StreamYard, decided to have basic problems.
Such is life.
Such is life. And the third face you see here isn't the person from StreamYard trying to come fix us. This is Eli Worthy. Yeah, you're pointing the right way, Scott. Eli, I'll let you introduce himself in a minute, but to give you a little background, Eli is running for Justice of the Peace in Collin County, just north of me. And Eli is a college freshman. He's all of a stunning 18 years old, but trust me, you would never know it when you talk to him. He's not 18-year-old like we were 18-year-olds. And he's, I'll let Eli explain what his plan is and how this all works. And it's yours.
Well, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here for sure. Hello, everyone. My name is Eli Worthy. I'm 18 years old. I'm an Eagle Scout, actually, and I go to the University of Texas at Dallas as a freshman studying business administration. I decided to become the Justice of the Peace in West Collin County, which is Precinct 4. So that from the northest part is Salina, Prosper, Frisco, West Plano, and West McKinney. I was sitting in my business law class at the University of Texas at Dallas, and my professor was talking about the judicial system and how all of that works. And he said, anyone can run for these positions. And that kind of stuck with me. For the longest time, a lot of our Generation Z, feels discouraged that we can do anything at all. That what's the point of trying to do anything in the government at all? Because all these other people have already done it. They run everything, and there's no chance for us to even do anything. Well, that kind of stuck with me that you can actually do something. I didn't know that it was just anyone can run. And from then, I decided to run. I went to the Democratic Party of Collin County, and I asked, how do I do this? And they said, you either get your signatures or you pay $1,000. And I decided to get signatures. So I knocked on 1,100 doors in 3 weeks and got 531 signatures and submitted all of those before the filing deadline so that I could get on the ballot. And now I'm officially on the ballot for the general election in 2026, as I have no primary opponent and will be up against the Republican nominee.
How many signatures did it take you?
How many signatures?
Yeah.
531.
What's the regs that you need?
Oh, I needed 500.
Oh, you need 500. So obviously a little.
Yeah, we always.
Jesus.
Yeah.
He was talking to Sean, and Sean said, "Get yourself a cushion."
Right.
Because some people think they're registered.
Yeah, I've heard about people getting their signatures and then stopping at, well, you need 200 and stopping, but some don't pass the grade or you aren't registered to vote or whatever, and they lose that many.
Exactly.
And you're doing the best thing you can do. You're out there, you're meeting the people. They probably have never seen a candidate on their doorstep before.
Probably not.
And that will make such a difference to them. The pecking order of affecting people and how they feel about a candidate is, did I meet the candidate? Did I meet a surrogate of the candidate, like a wife or a whatever, or a husband or whatever? Or if the next best thing after that is for a neighbor within their own neighborhood that they know who comes and knocks on the door and says, I'm supporting this person. Those are the ones that we know from when you interview voters, what impresses them. And Eli will be the youngest candidate on the ballot throughout the state. Isn't that Sean said that's true, right? He checked.
Yes, he did check.
Yes. Sean knows how to find these things. And so you are our hope. You are our future. And trust me, with this crowd that we have that watches us on Sunday morning, we get a lot of griping about who else is going to step in here. Well,
right.
I hope
I can do that.
So what is that job going to entail?
So the Justice of the Peace is over three things. The first one is truancy court. So when a child doesn't go to school for a certain period of time, they get a truancy letter from the county stating that they must show up to court and explain their reasons and, figure out why they're not going to school. So in that area, I would be over all of the truancy courts. The second one is civil cases under $20,000. So all traffic violations, small claims courts, evictions, all of those things. And the third thing is they can marry people, like officiate the marriages. So they can come to the courthouse and get married.
You'll also make some bucks at night. People will invite you to their home.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I got married by a JP.
Oh, wow.
And they show up in their robes and it looks really good.
That seems like fun.
And here's the understatement of the day. Worthy is a great name. That is when Sean met Eli, he called me up and he said, I just met a candidate with the best name ever for a yard sign. And of course, doing what Sean and I did, yard signs and all that stuff makes a difference. And I said, what is it? When he told me, I said, you're right. You're not going to do better than that. Worthy is a great name. And people like your hat, Scott.
Merry Christmas. Oh.
And it's time for younger leaders, except maybe for Bernie Sanders. Well, we're not sure Bernie's moving forward or backward, but he's okay. And
what leaders inspire you?
Public
figures or whatever.
I don't know if a lot of public figures inspire me, especially to this day, but definitely some people that inspired me were through scouting. A lot of my previous scoutmasters, they helped me a lot progress and become the person that I am today. Without scouting, I would not be as outspoken or as extroverted as I am. They really pushed me out of my comfort zone and allowed me to grow into leadership positions that I was able to take on. And, one of Mr. Hascoat was one of the ones that really did it for me. I remember a story when I was really excited to get into a leadership position, and you needed a leadership position in order to advance in rank. Mm-hmm. And I went up to him and I was like, I want to be patrol leader. And he said, Eli, I think you'd be better suited for chaplain's aide. And chaplain's aide was you give a prayer before and after every meeting and on campouts. And I said, okay, I'll be chaplain's aide. And from then, when I would speak and I would make these prayers and I would do all of those, I gained more respect from the troop because people believed that I could speak and that I could talk to people. And that really kickstarted it off. And that was my first ever position. And I was able to do those things. And he helped me progress along the way. I love that. It's very helpful.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, everyone needs a little bubble chaser per se, to give you a little boost. If no one gives you a chance, you just kind of could stay in your little own bubble per se, right, and not branch out.
And there's too many of both parties are bribed by billionaires. That's for both parties. Well, you don't have to be a billionaire to bribe Eli, but he's got his EliWorthy.com is his website, and he avoided paying $1,000 to get on the ballot, which is one of the things I think is silly, and I think they should all go get signatures. I don't think there should be a way someone come run in at 4:45 in the afternoon and throw a check on it and end up on the ballot. But if you would like to help Eli, just $5 from anywhere will do wonders for this young man, and you can donate through his EliWorthy.com, his website.
My goal is to knock on 60,000 doors by the time November rolls around, from South Plano to the northern of Salina, and any bit helps to get me some flyers so that I can start doing that as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm. That's where he's headed.
How many people are in the district that you'll be serving?
Well, the number of registered voters is 189,000.
Wow. That's big.
So there's probably twice as many actual grown-up adults because we have about a 50%
right
registration rate.
It's a big area.
Yeah. But the people who voted in the last election was 121,000.
That's good.
So
It's good, right?
And that's one of the parts of Dallas, the Dallas area, that's changing more Democratic because people are moving in, and y'all don't know the geography, but where they're moving into is far from the center of the city. So it's less expensive. And the people that are moving there are the people who need the most help and need the most people who care about them.
Mm-hmm.
And trust me, guys, you have no idea where Eli's going, nor do I, nor does even Eli, or he'd probably say, I'm not doing this. But if you really, the one thing you could do, if you've ever listened to me talk about, let's work on this stuff from the ground level, this is as ground level as you can get. Help us get Eli through. I don't even live where Eli's running. I live just south of it. But if it works up there, then it helps where I live.
for sure.
So, well, Eli, we will let you get on with your pre-Christmas Sunday. Do you have any other questions, Scott?
No. I guess at your age, I just want to add my inspiration person was my ag teacher. You know, through ag, you go into FFA.
Mhm.
You know, I was in the Boy Scouts or whatever at, you know, 5th, 6th, 7th grade. And then it kind of disbanded. But at your age, was probably ag teacher, because then through FFA, you have opportunities to be a speaker or go on trips and branch out. And so that really helps to be involved in things like that to boost your confidence in public and whatnot. So,
Well,
it's all
the
great.
other thing scouting does is it's where kids learn about civic government because they don't teach it in school. And I know that we homeschooled Susan, so she learned the stuff from her dad and I, and the curriculum we had really taught it.
I agree. Scouting is very helpful to a lot of young people these days. And I just can't wait to give back when I have that opportunity later in my life.
And you're not too much later. You only got 9 months, kid. 11 months. You'll get, and then you have it. You're sworn in January 1, right?
Yes. January of 2027.
Rose Blue is a rose from Texas. And I saw a report yesterday. Basically, every seat in the state of Texas is up for election this year, including all the local positions. And they had to get on the ballot now. You have to plan ahead. And Eli did. He got a hold of people and said, how do I do this? And they were so excited. They gave him all the information and he went and he ran. And we're going to keep up with you, kid.
Thank you.
Election night, we'll have the Eli Worthy one.
Oh, I like that.
Anyway, thank you, hun, for showing up.
Of course. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
One of the few JPs I can call, hun. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Well, that was my civic duty for the week.
There you go. Nice young man.
He is.
Congratulations to him. What was the filing deadline? I forgot to ask. For
It already was. It was for the primaries. If you're going to have, well, you have to be in the primary to get in the ballot. It was 3 weeks ago because it was a week ago. I went to watch Eli at every state does it differently, how they order you on the ballot. Some do it by alphabetical order and different things. Well, in Texas, each county party has a sort of, it's like a bingo party, and they pull and they pick your position. Eli has no competition. And as far as we know, there's no Republican running.
so far.
So far, well, that I don't know how they're going to slip one in, but he should be it.
I mean,
Well, there's a guy who's in office there now, who nobody knows who he is.
no. So there's the elections in November.
Right.
When would the new Texas primary be?
The primary will be in March, but he has no opponent. He has no opponent in March.
So that's why he had to get it done already, because of the primary dates.
Yeah, he He talked to Sean in September.
Oh, okay.
Said,
Yeah.
what do I need to do this?
Except for
And
school,
Hmm?
except for school board. Like Wisconsin has the school board elections in April.
Okay,
To
those
be
are
on
not.
the ballot for that, you have to file by, I think they changed it. I think it's December 1st now. It used to be January 1st.
Mhm.
But
School boards are usually nonpartisan. They're not a Republican. I mean, all you have to do is talk to them for 5 minutes and you know who they are. But they're supposed to be nonpartisan. I don't know how it's structured in other states, but I know that nonpartisan races in Texas are run in May, and partisan races where you have an R or D after your name, those are in November. And you can put amendments or bond issues or anything on either one of those two elections, whichever you choose.
right. Yeah. And like village presidents are in April too. And that
Yeah,
kind of,
our mayor here is supposed to be nonpartisan. The asshole was all over us. When we were running Obama Dallas, he kept coming down talking to us about running for races and stuff. He eventually went into the state legislature and then came back and ran as mayor. And he was announced loudly last spring that he was now a Republican. So he can go in the corner and die, as far as I'm concerned.
funny.
Yeah, I know. I know too much. But I was so excited to meet someone young like Eli. You know, it's kind of
Well,
fun.
he's a nice young man.
And he doesn't look 18, I don't think. How many 18-year-olds do you look like that?
Yeah, not many.
Okay, I got a question. Oh, I'm the one in charge of this today. Oh my God. I have to show this.
Yep.
Nonpartisan.
You're in charge of clicking today.
So it's me, guys. So if you don't get your question put up, it's my fault. Nonpartisan school boards might be a thing of the past since politics are trying to regulate and limit Yeah, but the Taliban and minivans didn't win a race in the last round, Julie. So remember that. I know you see the other side. And yes, this is the thing. San Antonio mayor is going to change local votes to November because of low voter turnout and the cost. But Divergent Moon, what they don't realize is when they do that, the people who really don't show up for the city, I mean, that's more of a message problem. But what that does is if you had, say, 10,000 people show up in a district, vote for mayor and all that stuff in a nonpartisan race, you put it in November, now you've got 100,000, and it really cuts the number of people who can run for different positions because they're just too much. They can't fight the money.
But it is expensive, obviously.
Yeah,
I think Wisconsin has way too many elections.
Sean helped Eli develop his numbers, and Eli needs $10,000 to run his race. And he can run it without it. But okay, we're going to talk about Bishop Dolan. Bishop Dolan's went bye-bye. And if those don't know, he's the bishop in New York, and he has been very far right, and he is favored on fake Fox News. And I want y'all to know that the guy who's replacing him is 58 years old, and he comes from my hometown, and I know his family.
And is he an immigrant?
No, his name's Hicks. Are you kidding? They've been there for 4 generations, I'm sure.
I seen Pope Leo fired this Dolan dude, and I thought he was replacing him with some.
He moved Hicks over apparently because Hicks had taken over a difficult situation and cleaned house where he was before. And I know, okay. I mean, I don't okay, guys, I moved out of Joliet in 1968. So, count that. But I know his family's been there for a while. And there's a strong Catholic family, and he was put in there to clean out what Dolan had created. So that's we had a whole bunch of chatter on that on Scott's channel before we found out Scott's channel wasn't going to work today. That doesn't mean Scott's channel doesn't work forever. It just means it doesn't work on these kind of collaborations. And let's see, this is, somebody said they'd been reading about it. Obviously, the Catholics who are not at Mass today are on our show. So,
yeah, it's crazy that a bishop or Dolan can be that political and go on Fox News, all that. That is not spirit worthy, the way he acted.
Okay, and this is the other thing we need to be reminded of, and I know this has nothing to do with politics, except it does. Today is the shortest day of the year. It's the darkest day of the year, and we're going into the light. So I want everybody to remember that the energy says we're going into the light. So we're wishing everyone a joyful solstice. Thank you, Patricia. Longer days, and it was 70 degrees where I live yesterday, so longer days is not an issue, but not being cold and not being dark. Let me see. Come on, guys, we need questions.
Thank you. Someone's internet's not working the greatest here.
I think it's the internet period. I told you. Well, a lot of people are on the internet having family parties.
That shouldn't matter. Thanks, 45 administration. You're even ruining the internet on Christmas.
Yes. Will evangelical conservatives support the Catholic Church? You want to throw cards on that? Because this is another break in the MAGA wall, is the evangelical Christians, conservatives. Will they support the Catholic Church if they don't have these conservative bishops? Do you want to ask that? Why not?
To me, it feels like they're already changing and seeing that this is not Christ-like to be evangelical.
Mm-hmm.
As they say, the cracks are happening.
Mm-hmm. They are.
Yeah, I got 8 of Cups walking away, evaluating their lives, seeing evangelical as toxic with the Page of Swords, family arguments, and looking for better and calming times at a different avenue.
Yep.
Yeah, I think so.
It's basically what I got is they don't see any power in building anything with them. They don't think they're planting their seeds right with this new pope they have over there who thinks people ought to have rights and women are humans. They're not going to go quietly into that place, but what they're doing is they're really imprisoning themselves in their own beliefs and not moving forward. And they're not going to be the great hoorah coming together. We feel that down here when those two groups get together. Oh, he speaks fluent Spanish. Well, then they've changed some in my hometown since I left because we didn't when I left.
Maybe I read something else. I thought someone said that Pope Leo anointed someone that was a immigrant. A U.S. citizen, but became here as an immigrant. So, but maybe it's a different. But anyway, make sure you star the ones you see.
I'm doing that now, Scott. So you need to talk about how lovely the weather is in Wisconsin.
It's not too bad. It's like 25 or so, 30. Oh yeah, dang Bondino's leaving.
Mm-hmm.
I remember last week we were getting a man's going to be leaving, but we didn't catch
Oh.
it.
Well, who's the senator who's not coming back in Wyoming?
Cindy Loomis is retiring,
Mm-hmm.
not running again. She is 70-some, so she deserves retirement, but the rats are fleeing.
Mm-hmm. We're not going to talk about the death within the Reiner household because I just don't think that's, to me, is not reading about something that's, I know it's in the news and it's public, and Reiner didn't hide who he was, but the tragedy that's there is. So that's my call, not Scott. Doesn't have anything to do with it. So if you hate anybody, hate me.
I mean, yeah, we don't know what happened with the news. Their son had issues. It's tragic.
Okay. I'm going to start pulling in questions now from up here where I started bluing things. Okay, you're going to hide you. Anyway, somebody says we need to give them a sec while they're writing their questions, and then they didn't show up with a question. Okay. Well, MAGA finally, huh? Well, MAGA
No,
finally,
I was just laughing at the comment.
okay. Will MAGA finally see the administration for what they are and actually for the damage they've done? I'm going to ask for, is there a timeline on the awakening of MAGA? I mean, they're waking up now.
Yeah, you can see that with polling. You can see a wake up when Caligula is polling at 38%. That's horrible.
And he only has 10% support for tearing off the East Wing. I've never seen a president only get 10% for anything. Even Nixon did better than that after they knew what a crook he was.
Timeline on.
Timing. MAGA. It's yes and no. There's some that are going to be seeking balance, temperance, and there's another seeking balance card, trying to figure it out, but it doesn't fulfill their goals. You got to understand, guys, it's not just that they blindly follow Trump. Trump says stuff out loud they can't say, and so that makes them happy, and they're not quite ready to take off yet. Some are not, but there are others who just sort of, I'm out of here.
So in my mind, I was hearing about 8 weeks, and then I get 8 card was the first number that came up. So yeah, they're on the decision path right now, trying to evaluate what's true, what's fact, what's fiction. Am I getting bemused or they're going through the struggle period. You know, the awakening period is like, so I got the 5 of Swords, the Chariot, and the Knight of Wands. So it's happening. And in my mind, I think something big's going to happen in about 8 weeks. It's going to be like, wow, I didn't know that. You know, like even Fox News can't deny what's going on. So what's that? February?
Yeah, but that gives all the Republicans a chance to come into DC and resign.
They all need to resign.
Well, I know. I would make their resignation with handcuffs, but Susie Wiles billed a gallon drum of tea. She did kind of, but you know, did she say anything we didn't already expect?
It's very unusual for someone in the White House to talk that openly. That reporter that did it, kind of shocked. Usually people are
Yeah,
a
they're
little
really,
guarded, but
especially when they know every word they're saying is being taped.
right.
Okay, here's a good one. What's the outlook for the U.S. in the first quarter?
How bad are things going to be in the first quarter of the United States?
That's one way. I'm saying, what is the outlook? I'm not saying good, bad, or indifferent. Okay. It looks good, Scott. I'm glad I put it. This looks good. Things are going to move really fast. That's the Eight of Wands. And this is new beginnings. We're going to be moving towards a new beginning. And we're ready for it. There are people who've been working in the background. What do we need to fix? What can we move on swiftly? But there's also going to be, it's going to be a lot of rush, and then rest while we absorb it. Because we're going to find out in that quarter exactly how bad financially it is, what's happening in the country. I don't think everybody said, oh, and I know they're playing with the labor numbers because I've never been around so many people that knew about layoffs or this person being let go or that person being let go. What'd you get, Scott?
Right now, there's just a lot of, in the past position, I get our prosperity is going downhill. A lot of arguments, fighting, a lot of negativity with that Five of Swords. But we as a whole, as a nation, need to continue to stay in the Empress mode.
Oh, that's a pretty deck. What is that deck?
That one.
Oh, okay. That name I can't say. It's Italian.
I can't remember it either. I don't have the box. Current energy, Queen of Coins, Temperance, and Ten of Swords. It's bad right now.
And we don't even know how bad it is.
We need to wait. We need to stay in faith, but this is our current energy. I think the economy is in real bad shape. Bad financially. Moving forward in the first quarter, I get better leadership is coming. King of Cups, Hierophant, and having to walk away from a situation. Cups of dry. Eight of Cups. So I think there's a change. And then a lot of heartbreak to break through. Three of Swords. A lot of anxiety. A new path is started and a victory. So there's going to be a lot to break through the chaos because no change is done well quickly. It takes time. There's going to be a lot of pain, a lot of suffering, but there's a new path coming. So we're talking the first quarter. So what's that? Through
March. Through March.
It feels like a new beginning, but it's going to be a lot of pain to work through. Bottom of the deck, I had the Eight of Swords, so we're still stuck. Yeah. It took, what, 11, no, maybe like 8 months 7
Mhm.
months for the Trump administration to destroy us and barely holding on.
And they're still
Probably
sitting
because
in there doing it. The problem is Trump's going out and he's making these shows of being alive. But the people, the Stephen Millers and the guy who wrote the report on how to take the US government apart and make it a conservative dumping ground, those guys are both still in there working their little hearts out every day. So we're not
so
by any means up.
my toss, it's painful. We can look to change,
Mhm.
but it feels like the beginning of a new start.
Okay. And so I'm not going to ask any more. I'm not going to talk about the total lack of transparency of not releasing the Epstein files. It's actually transparent what they're doing, but if you think about it that way. So what we're going to look at is what will take Trump out?
Spirit, guides, angels. How does this menace in the White House as President leave?
Mhm. Going to use my bunny cards.
Says by February.
Mm-hmm.
Things are changing, I think, because of delays, because of a shutdown. Magic Mike having the Congress not in session.
Mm-hmm.
Wheel of Fortune, February. My Empress card is a February card. That's what I was in my mind. Things are changing now in December, the Wheel of Fortune, but it changes. Things will be coming back to haunt him with the files. Things he did in the past.
Mm-hmm.
3 of Coins with the file. Ace of Cups is abundance coming. And then I think we have a death coming.
Mm-hmm.
Dark times, health issues. So he comes in spirit through health issues. It feels like February.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But I think it comes through health issues.
What I got is people begin to see the real monetary picture of who's giving, who's receiving. There's some discussion about how to get rid of him, the Ten of Swords upside down. But there's no question that he's being gotten rid of. He's going away. And that's him going away. And then people realize, oh my God, we have to rebuild this all over again. So we're going to go to this question. Do you see a temporary placeholder government? In 2026?
You still see temporary placeholder administration.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. People have talked about the council running or whatever.
Mm-hmm. The military taking over.
Oh, good Lord.
I know. I'm just asking if there'll be some kind of temporary placeholder.
who will be, let's see. I'm going to ask who will be running the government in
Mhm.
2026. See if that has something.
What I get is we see we need to figure out a way to defend ourselves because we want to go back to having some of what we had before. But death doesn't mean death is in physical death. It means transition and change. They're not sure exactly how to bring it around. And there's so many different points of view on how to restart and get things re-going again. So then we get the best of all cards, the high priestess. It's not going to tell us today, but it is going to happen. People are aware, people that they know that it just can't keep wandering on this way. What'd you get?
I am getting some kind of military order. I mean, not like, it doesn't feel like running the government, but it's my military card coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like establishing order, the Four of Coins, you know, like keeping things safe and secure. Like there might be something chaotic. And then I get the Seven of Cups, which is kind of fantasy and dreaming, but it feels like to me like how to make things work and not be chaotic. So then I get some judicial actions. Maybe some justices or someone involved here with the courts. People are speaking out, and then new energy and transformation with the Ace of Wands. Bottom of the deck, I have the Wheel of Fortune, so it's complete change.
Mm-hmm.
I have a Queen of Coins. So we have a woman leader bringing up an offer, and she's been there before.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be chaotic. I think there may be military that keep the order, you know, from protests or storming the Capitol or whatever again. But eventually there's a woman in charge. Is that Kamala? Who knows?
I don't think so. Okay, hide, and then we're gonna ask about another Southerner. Well, not she's not Southern, but will Dan Bongino spill any interesting tales?
Oh yeah, Bongino leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Wants to go back to be a podcaster. He can't handle the heat.
But people said he didn't get in the job anyway. He just pulled a paycheck.
Yeah, pretty much. Didn't hear about him doing anything.
Except driving good people who worked hard out. So but you know, it's one of those things where do you believe the guy? I mean, you didn't believe him before. He was a liar. That's why he got where he is. He's an exaggerator. What do you believe?
It's funny. One of the butchers I delivered to was a damn Bongino fan.
Oh, really?
Always listen to his podcast or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
After our little chat, he never talked about politics with me again. And he's like, I'm not a Dan Bongino fan.
No. You know, I have this problem with
He had all kinds of conspiracy theories, and I'm like, dude, no. Okay.
Okay. I'm just going to pull a card. My one deck put the same 4 cards out, so I thought that's wrong. Oh, he's going to go fulfill his star. Yeah, we'll get Strange Tales out of him because that's the only way he's going to be able to attract attention. And then do you believe him or not?
Right. So in the past, I got Temperance, Ace of Cups, and 10 of Swords.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think he believed what was actually the job was actually going to be like.
Mm-hmm.
I think he found out his bullshit was not the bullshit he was saying before isn't actually what's going on.
Right.
He was just a rage artist and he couldn't pull his little tricks anymore. So he's getting stabbed there with the 10. Current situation, just sad, needing to walk away. He didn't like the judgment upon him.
Oh, poor baby. You just can't say anything
So-
and everybody worship you.
So then we got the loss.
Um,
Looking a little sad. Moving forward, Magician, Ace of Swords, and 6 of Swords. That just feels like him floating away, trying to make things better. The Magician, though,
well, he got out just
doesn't
in
feel
time.
like a spilling the tea with a magician. I think he'd probably get in trouble for spilling tea as a sworn FBI director, assistant, whatever. In the end, 3 of Swords, he's heartbroken. There's a tower. He's restricted with 8 of Swords and 7 of Wands. He's lost his victory and battling. This doesn't look like a spilled tear. I think he's going to go through a finding his soul moment because he's lost credibility. He's not going to gain his podcast back directly because he can't talk about stuff.
Mhm.
I think it would be criminal to talk about stuff. So he's not going to be happy leaving either. That's what I'm getting.
Okay, we're going to show. We're back to Pope Leo. Is he going to open up the Catholic archives? What information does it contain? Oh, what do you want to know?
Are you talking about the Vatican?
Yeah.
Open it up for tours and everything?
Like historical researchers? I'm not so sure.
I read basically that Pope Leo was going to open up the Catholic archive.
What information does it contain?
Really?
What's the information
Really?
like in the archives? Well, I got 6 of Swords. It's going to be time for big chunks of the church to move on if they do this. And they won't, they're going to try to hide what part they had in some of the deviousness. Somehow they're going to blame women. Scott, can you believe that? They're going to try to blame women. It's going to be costly to them on so many levels. And he's doing it to try and I think this is the weirdest thought. He's going to do it to try and keep the church together, but it's actually going to split it apart when other parts of the world realize how badly they've been ripped off by the church.
Yeah, I don't know. Because I'm getting a lot of negativity in my cards if he does.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you're saying. Because there will be losses, sadness, 10 of Swords. Then I get a Tower along with the Knight of Cups and Judgment. It's going to cause a lot of pain if he does this.
Yeah. It's going to split the church into pieces.
I don't know if he does. I think he's think they're thinking about it over again with the Hermit, Ace of Swords, Four of Cups. It's my outcome. That's rethinking what you're doing.
Mm,
Maybe he doesn't even all in there.
no, they don't know till they get in there.
I think they rethink that strategy. So I don't really see it happening.
Okay.
That's like the CIA of the church.
Yeah. This is Andy Bashir. Does he have a political career after his term of governor is up? Is he going to run for something else?
What's Andy Bashir going to do after his government term? Yes, Liz. The Pope did replace. Liz L897, whatever, said about the Pope replacing. Okay, Andy Bashir. What's your future, Andy? What's your future, Andy? I still see him in public life.
Lots of 8s. I got lots of 8s. I think he's going to play a big part in the next administration, or even in Congress when they take over and start really running everything and start replacing people. He's going to be put in key positions. I don't know. He's put so much into being governor. It feels like he's this change. So I got the World, 10 of Pentacles, but then with the 9 of Swords, it's like this change kind of gonna feel different for him. Like he can't help. He can't help people. He can't bring prosperity to what he believed. The change is going to be affecting him. Something may happen before he gets back into things. That's what I see. I see a transition. Yeah. I feel a transition phase where he kind of looks around and says, where can I be the most use?
Yeah. Because it's going to feel like an abrupt change. Like, what do I do now? So then we got a rest and restoration time with the 4 of Swords. So his victory is marching on, but there's a tower in between there, which is kind of strange, but that's why it feels like, oh, he might need a surgery or something, take care of some health issues or something for a brief time. But he's coming back into full circle here with the Wheel of Fortune, King of Swords. So he's going to be some kind of educator, leader later on, where he can place judgment on people and bring out the truth. So he's going to be anointed again with something with that 8 of Swords. So as a King of Swords, I don't know what else he's done, like degrees or whatnot, but this King of Swords is someone important. You know, it can be. It can be an authoritative figure, but it also can be, you know, like a judge or a, you know, prosecutor or whatever. Yeah, for a full change with the Wheel of Fortune. So yeah, he's going to take a little break, and then he's going to be back on track.
Good.
He's going to find his path. And he's got his wife beside him with the Queen of Cups on the bottom.
Why does the media not talk
But
about
he's got a good future ahead.
Okay, why is the media not talking about Ukraine kicking Russia's butt?
Why doesn't the media not talk about Ukraine? It's because this administration doesn't really want to talk about Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
They got clowns trying to run the show. Rubio
Mm-hmm.
was speaking the other day, and he's basically favoring Russia. So they just don't talk in that respect. If you listen to like NATO or the EU or Ukraine or anyone over there, they are kicking their butt. Russians are losing troops like crazy, and
They have no money, and
NATO's
the people
building.
don't have food. Right.
Yeah, they're. It's
The
this
reason they
administration.
don't, we're not hearing about it is because it's the truth, and because Europe would like us to talk more about it, but we've got the Knight of Pentacles riding backwards. It doesn't play with the narrative that the Washington's putting out, and then you've got 2 10s. One of the reasons they don't talk about it is so close to Russia completely falling. We'd be astonished if we realized how close they are. We have 2 10s at the end. 2 10s upside down, meaning 2 10s done. What else you got?
Well, that won't happen, Indigo.
What is Indigo?
Putin thinks he's going to get all of the last comment I see. It's all going to come out. It comes out that Putin won't stop until they have all of Ukraine. Well, that ain't going to happen.
No, don't even give those thoughts time. Speaking of people we thought we never hear from again, Jack Smith. Will his evidence ever be made shown to the public? I'm gonna do it as a yes, no.
Shown.
But you know, they could show it to the public. Who's going to read it?
The Senate can. We're kind of losing our signal again.
Yeah, I know you're cutting in and out.
The Senate's talking about trying to get him in front,
Okay.
in the out and open. Jack Smith's evidence. Jack Smith's evidence. Burdensome. Yeah. Eventually it will, yep. Yep. It's coming out too.
Mm-hmm.
Probably about the time when Caligula takes his dirt nap.
But the deal is that what's in his evidence can go get a lot of other people. I think that's what people are excited about. So let me go down and see what sort of questions have been.
Yeah, they want to keep it hit. Republicans want to keep it hidden.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's got proof or made connections that our operatives died because of what he had at Mar-a-Lago.
Yes.
Because in 2021 and 2022, we had an unusual amount of CIA operatives dying.
Oh, yeah, that's what triggered them off to these files were missing. That's when they went looking for them.
Dying.
Mm-hmm. It was in October of this one month. They were killed all over what used to be Eastern Europe. Okay. And Scott's frozen. You're really frozen, Scott.
You hear me?
Now you're okay for 2 seconds.
Yeah, we keep
Yeah.
freezing.
Well,
think
someone
we're back
pointed
now.
out it is the first day of winter, so it's the day to freeze.
All right, throw up another question.
Okay. Let's see. Stefanik, what a useless piece of crap. Not running for New York governor.
Bye-bye then.
I have no idea
Any
who's
idea
going
what-
to challenge her. And I don't think they have a snowball's chance in hell.
Yeah, I don't. Everyone keeps asking that Lawler guy, but I don't think he wants to risk losing a career. He's going to stay in the
Mhm.
House because the Republican's going to win. So I think it's someone out of the main eyesight.
We're getting questions I don't even understand about voodoo dolls on phone poles in New Orleans. Okay, let's see. Will little Mikey be able to keep us from voting in January? What I see happening is a bunch of Republicans are going to come back and quit.
It's a good question. Yeah.
Let's see if there will be an ACA vote in January. Let's put it that way.
Because that would be another tool
Mm-hmm.
Democrats can use
I
to
thought
get those back.
Marjorie Taylor Greene was going to come back and on her last day in Congress speak for him to be removed as speaker. So
Kind of tough. House is not in session, and she'll be retired by the time session comes back.
well,
Mikey J sent them all home until January 7th.
mm-hmm. I want that job, Scott. I want a job where
No,
someone
what
sends
you
me a
want?
check when I'm not there. All they're doing is making it easier for Jasmine to run for senator.
What's going to happen in January with the ACA credit?
Oh, yes, it's going to get a vote. We're not going to get everything we want. We're not going to get the complete Ace of Cups, but we're going to get most of what we want, the Nine of Cups, because they're coming in with the Eight of Wands. It's going to happen really fast. And there's a male part of Congress that's behind it. And all the other little congressional people are there too. So, yeah, it's going to go. It's going to pass.
The Sun, the Star, and Six of Pentacles. I think
I think
we
it's
get it
going to run. I think it's going to run.
I think it gets done. These people are not going to, in the end, let people suffer. So I think it gets done through a little heartache and struggles, but enough people get it passed.
Mm-hmm.
Get it passed
And it's
through.
just made people nuts waiting for it. Oh, people want to know what's going to happen to Jared Kushner. Do you even want to read on it?
Ew.
No. Okay. Ew. I kind of feel ew too.
So nothing's going to happen until proper administration and DOJ looks into him and stops.
Mhm. Till we get a
They have
real
plenty of
DOJ.
stuff to go after.
Till we get a real
They have
DOJ.
plenty to go after. Right. Someone aggressive because they had enough for him, enough to charge him last time.
I'm sorry, Liz, but Scott's turning into a Christmas elf and going off to a family
Yeah.
party.
And then we had StreamYard issues, and
Yeah, we had
Oh,
we
no.
had a young. If you didn't see the beginning, Liz, we had the youngest candidate running in the state of Texas on. He's 18 years old. He's running for JP. All that's totally legal. Trust me. Great kid. If you didn't see the beginning part, it's probably the most uplifting things we've done in a long time, Scott. Don't you think? Right on. Somebody new, young, fresh.
Nice
Not
young
perfect.
man. It's great for him.
Very nice. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there are some really good grocery sales because people aren't buying stuff. Maybe if they lowered the prices, people would buy it. What a thought.
Good deal. I think that's the only thing that's holding this economy together a little bit, because some corporations and whatnot were absorbing the tariff costs, but they're gonna stop that in January, they said.
Yeah, but he's been threatening us with tariffs since what, February? So this will give him 11 months of threatening us with it. Somebody goes to a Persian-owned grocery store. They try to keep prices down because they know all about tyrants. Let's see.
It's great, it's unfortunate, but they got to make a living too. These small businesses are getting crushed.
Mm-hmm. Go support your small businesses.
Record bankruptcies this year.
Okay, I'm trying to figure. I think. Okay, and this one says, "Will these EP leaks come from other countries?" Sort of a different way to look at it. Since we know someone put in here, they may as well have distributed a ream of black construction paper, is what they put out. That's
Pretty much.
true.
Tower.
Yes, I get it's already in the works. That they tried to hold on to him, and this is how it's going to come back. And it's people that are related to people within our government that are going to be getting it out there to them. And of course, the problem is when it comes from overseas, we don't know how to parse out who their sources are.
I get there's anxiety about overseas stuff.
Well, they
so
got
I don't
enough.
feel like it's going to be official.
They have no. I don't think the government. I don't think the
getting-
British government's going to come out and put it out.
I am getting like a whistleblower stuff, not official.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Supreme Court of England, let's say, whatever. It's more of a whistleblower league, maybe through the BBC or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I do get the Sun with whistleblowers.
Mm-hmm.
As far as government or other, I don't feel they think it's appropriate. King of Cups, Ten of Swords, Tower. Like, if an official, overseas government would leak like that, it feels like it's more like reporting.
Well, let's see. What's keeping the Orange Menace alive?
Drugs.
Yeah. Therapies, medications.
He'd been gone a long time ago if he wasn't back in the White House.
Mm-hmm.
His weekly, bi-weekly IV.
Look at his ankles. Would you want to take that medicine? I mean, look at how he looks. Would you want to take that stuff?
Well, I think he knows if he doesn't take it, he's gonna
Croak. I wonder if the doctor who saved him with COVID, when he had it, when he was in the White House, if he has second thoughts about that. So I think we can say safely he will never be tried for much of anything more. And Scott's frozen again. There he is. He's back. We're live. It shows live. When you're frozen again. Nope, you blinked, so you're not.
Yeah, this silly stream is on and off. Unfortunate. Find us another question there, Nancy.
Okay. Someone whose son is going to boot camp in March. She's proud, but she's worried at the same time. I think that's reasonable, and I don't think we need to throw cards on that.
Yeah, and he'll be fine. I don't feel any problems.
I don't. You should be proud, and you should also, I mean, I worry when my daughter's in New York right now, and I'm worried she's in another city. So,
but good for him.
Good for him.
Tell him to take all kinds of advice. Don't make any rash decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Because I kind of kicked myself that I didn't stay in the Air Force because it wasn't that bad, and I got no direction back then. And I wish I would have had a mentor or someone to
somebody who told you which way was up. Yeah. Could we sue to get his medical records? We can't. That's HIPAA, right? We can't.
Yeah. He's getting sued by the BBC to get all his records.
Mm-hmm.
Because of what do you call that? Exposure or
well, he's suing them.
Right. And they want all his records in deposition or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Discovery process because he's suing. And they're like, okay, let's get all your financial records, your health records, your tax records, everything. And then we will move forward. So we'll see how quick he drops that after he's like, I'm not going to give my health records up.
And she wants to thank you for your advice to him, Scott. Scott can do that because he was in the military. I was not in the military.
Yeah, and this is the way you salute. Not like Donnie does.
Some old 1920s movie he remembers. Some of you are asking questions I don't really have answers to. If he gets charged with Article 4 Secrecy Act stuff, can they seize his assets? I don't know. His assets are so hidden behind other people. It's okay. Let's see. Why do we have troops in Syria anyway? Military expert on this show.
There always is some amount of troops somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Where we have interest. So there's probably like 2,000 in all places, at all times.
Okay.
It's just part of our interest in certain governments. So we have like 2,000 or so in Turkey. We have 2,000 in Syria. We have, everywhere. Because there's always there's probably 30 or 40,000 stationed in Germany. to be called up to go somewhere.
Oh
at
yeah,
any
they've been there since I was in high school.
You know, and there's 10,000 in South Korea and all that. The only place I remember we moved out of was Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
They closed down that base.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And this is an interesting comment. T is just the front man. It's the machine behind him that worries me. And I agree with her about this. Will it become more and more apparent as to the people below that it's screaming and raging at Trump? He's a good punching bag, but it's really the Millers and the
Right.
other guy.
T is the front man. Yeah.
Let's go see if there's going to become more, if the Americans' consciousness is going to become more aware. And I will remind those guys, if you've seen anything about the Nuremberg trials, Hitler didn't go to trial. These guys went to trial.
Trying to figure out what we're trying to think about.
I just want to know if if the general public's going to become more aware of the damaging people that are left behind, even if he dies tomorrow. Yeah, because we got justice coming and people being worried by the Nine of Swords. As the economy really finally falls apart in ways they can't hide, they just can't say, well, that's just you and your neighbors. People realize it's all over. And it's going to take the hermit to shine the light on it. It's going to take, people have to keep pushing it. So we don't have a free press that you can trust.
Yeah, I think people see it because the prosperity isn't there. Once people really start realizing and seeing the light, that prosperity with this leadership is not there. We're all in the Five of Coins here.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, justice. And they'll have to walk away for better once justice happens. It's going to be difficult. Dark times. An awakening is a tough time. And to get out of this mess that they've created.
Up and looking at we have a feeling about how bad it is. We probably don't even begin to know.
I mean, they've spent $2.5 trillion on nothing in 11 months.
No, they've handed it off to millionaires. Okay. You're a sportsy person, Scott. What's the energy around the FIFA's Peace Prize to Trump? Whose hands? Those hands don't look friendly.
It's always a pay for play.
Okay.
DOJ dropped a lawsuit that was FIFA was getting sued.
Mm-hmm.
So they gave him a Peace Prize.
Okay.
For dropping a lawsuit. Same thing of everything. Silk Road dude gets out of prison, probably gave him $5 million.
Mm-hmm.
Pay.
Everyone keeps talking about Trump's death. Do you see this as a physical death or a spiritual death? You'd have to have spirit to die. It's got to be a physical death because we can all have change for the better. I don't think better was right, and surrender when we've had enough.
I always see a sickness,
Mm-hmm.
like a heart attack, a stroke, where he's immobilized for a few months and then he passes.
I always see him imprisoned in his own body. I agree with that.
Yeah. So it's like you can't do anything. You're alive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you're hopeless. And so I think it's a physical. and a painful end.
Mhm.
Let's see what the cards say today.
Okay, I'll let you read that one because it's giving me a headache.
No, I don't mind. I don't mind reading this. Okay. Come on. 3 of Cups. Things get better when he goes bye-bye.
Now there's a shock to this entire channel.
No giving and receiving for the United States is the first in the past. It's kind of the universe is undecided of actually how this happens.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it all depends on timing. It all depends on whether the Epstein files get released or whatever. So there's no certain path of how everything unfolds. We will have a 3 of Cups, a celebration. Things do get better. And then we got a King of Swords. That's a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's a doctor overseeing the transition. Then we have Justice, Knight of Cups, 6 of Cups. So everything, that's like everything getting overturned.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Justice, Knight of Cups, everything gets better, and things from the past. So everything gets balanced. The legal situation comes out. So then I get the Moon.
Mm-hmm.
So here I feel like 45 is not in a good place, right?
No.
The Moon, mentally unstable, not in right mind. He's taking those steps to walk away from reality.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bad struggle
Mm-hmm.
with the 5 of Swords. And then he meets his maker, the King of Cups. So it kind of feels like the same way, that he has an illness. When you're in that Moon phase, you're not there. You're not feeling good. So it still feels like it's on that same path. He has another big one that he doesn't come back from. And whatever it causes, whatever stressful situation causes it. And that stressful situation is being hidden right now through redactions.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can get away with anything except what's in those files. You can get away with anything. Nothing else matters except those files staying secret.
Well, we're in the middle, right in the middle of the solstice, wherever you are, kind of in the U.S. It happened about an hour ago. The real, true solstice. So it's new events, new openings. Let's see, hide current comment. Let's see what we got. Yeah, we don't. Everything we do on the outside is looking in. And yeah, this is a good comment. He definitely is dead. His hands are around his own throat, but he's blaming everyone else except himself. We all know what happens then. It all bounces back. He's responsible for his own life and death.
But guarantee he suffers.
Oh yeah.
He like Putin, like Hitler, has caused the deaths of a lot of people. the decisions of USAID, the decisions around COVID, everything, the decisions around Ukraine supporting Russia caused more people to die.
Mhm.
Russian soldiers more died because of
Yeah,
his,
more soldiers from their end too, because they didn't have the equipment.
and he will feel all those people he caused the death of. They will come back with swords. They're light.
Okay, this one's kind of interesting. I got the feeling that Dumbo's trying to keep Epstein's trafficking business going. We all know he was involved. What do you see? I don't see that connection, but do we see the trafficking continue to go internationally? The human trafficking.
I
You don't want to read on it?
um
I don't blame you. You
I
got
don't see how he can keep it going. Um,
I think it's keeping going, but I think that's one of the things, trust me, that the Catholic Church doesn't want the files opened up on.
I mean, that part of it is shut down. All the players are gone.
Mm-hmm. But the people
the
who were,
Grenell, the Epstein, the Maxwell, that whole thing, they're gone. Sad thing is, a lot of trafficking organizations were shut down during Biden, and they've slowed now.
mm-hmm.
They diverted resources, fired FBI agents.
Okay, so this is somebody who wants a little bit of revenge. The corporations, tech bros, oligarchs, media owners all need to be put front and center. Do you think there's going to be a really interesting clearing out, Scott, legally or through action within the government after Trump's gone?
A clearing out.
Do you think that the interconnections that were built over the last 75 years are going to start to be unraveled so that there's a clear field for people who own businesses?
Yeah, so like with Biden, I think they just wanted to make it, let everyone get along.
Mm-hmm.
They try, it feels like they tried to crack down a few things, but then let other things get away with for cooperation. Try to be their buddy, but be stern. And now it's just free flow, whatever, no regulations. And so I feel like there's what do you call it? Like a foot getting stomped down.
Mm-hmm.
This has got to, this is going to stop. We need to make things better. Hey, Mitt Romney came out with a piece and said, we need to start taxing the wealthy. Our country's going to shit.
Yep.
He did a free art, or what do you call that when he opinion piece?
Op-ed.
Yeah, for the Times or some place. And he basically said, you need to start taxing people like me.
Mm-hmm. Really taxing you, not giving you every loophole in the world, looking like you're taxing me. But
right.
Well, did you hear what Barbara Streisand got up when she got the humanitarian award this weekend? She stood up and she blasted the audience for sitting there in their diamonds and their silk gowns and their suits and having this fancy meal while our country's crumbling. And it's because they said that the room was shocked. And then she talked about how she's releasing 2 more albums and they should each make over $10 million. And she outlined all of the agencies and people that her money's going to. She said, I don't need any more money. She said, no one who has a ticket to be in here today needs any more money. What are you doing to help the country that grew you?
It's beautiful.
So you can find it on YouTube if you want. And we're going to have a thing of hope before Scott and I pull our hopeful card. Yes, someone like the Worthy guy. If you didn't see the beginning of this show, you need to go see Eli Worthy. He's the youngest Democratic candidate in the state of Texas. He's 18 years old. He's running for JP. Yes, that is legal in this state. And he's absolutely fascinating, interesting, and he has some interesting things to say about how his generation needs to stand up. And we want to help him stand up. So go look at the beginning of this. And his name is Eli Worthy.
Fine young man.
He's really nice. And his website is, and yes, that's his real name. He didn't pick that.
EliWorthy.com.
EliWorthy.com. And where to go? Where to go? Okay, show. Okay. When y'all are thinking about prosperity and new things in the coming year, and it's the solstice and new stuff to come through. So what are you're gonna pull a couple cards, Scott?
Yeah. I'm gonna grab from the 2 decks I usually have for inspiration.
Yeah.
2 cards each. See what it says. Ooh. Okay, I get 10 of Michael and 3 of Gabriel out of this deck. So it's 10 of Swords, 3 of Wands.
Good.
So it's a ending of a situation. 10 of Swords, 10 of Michael is a difficult time, but it opens up new opportunities and puts the past behind us. And 3 of Gabriel talks about reaching out where the prosperity is coming. You're optimistic.
Mm-hmm.
And the other deck, Ace of Autumn and Empress. Ace of Autumn is the coin. Happy changes. Success. And Empress is the family card, the greatness in the universe. And success. So I think it's saying we're in that 10 of Swords time, that ending where things can get better. And we're looking for brighter times. And it says it'll come.
Very good. The card I pulled today is Pegasus, and it's called Transcending. And the spirit of the Pegasus says what you're on your pilgrimage of your soul. It's time to transcend the weight of earthly burdens. Fly over situations that may be pulling you down. Don't involve yourself in the drama of others. When you remember that you have come from spirit and are eternal, challenging situations will resolve. Profound transformations are at hand. They're pretty. And this is from the Denise Lynn Sacred Forest Oracle cards. I think that's where we are. And I hope everybody enjoyed today's show. I'm not as used to following the chat as Scott is.
Yeah, we'll see what happens next week. I don't have the paid version anymore, so I don't know if that's the problem.
So it doesn't matter. I mean, as long as you post, you're coming in from your side, and I post, we're coming in from my side. What am I doing this week? This afternoon, if you're not bored to tears with me now, I have been tasked with building a world grid for 2026, and I got all the stones and I got all the stuff together yesterday, and I got, you talk about the universe taking care of me. There's always 10 by 10 shadow frames that I like to work with. Well, I opened up the big store, and there's like 12 of these stores in Dallas Michaels around the area. I opened it up. There's only one store that has 4 of them left. And I'm like, oh my God. And so I called the store, talked to the manager. They have a way you can set something aside. She set it aside for me. I went and picked it up yesterday. And she said, you got the last one. So the universe was watching out for us, guys. But anyway, I'm going to construct the world grid for 2026. I spent an hour yesterday talking with Danny Shea about that and other things. And the only thing he's going to do between Christmas and New Year's is come on and do the show with me when we kick off the world grid. So that'll be, if you're not on my channel, you will be able to see it. I post whenever I'm doing anything weird. And what else we got going on? I'm still doing my 12-month readings. And last year when I was doing 12-month readings, they're very much like the last 12 months were. They were very weird and iffy, and people moving forward and people shedding stuff like crazy and people feeling very trapped. It was a very weird year. This year, almost everybody has just marvelous, marvelous cards for this upcoming year. The first couple months can be a little bit tough because some of these people are saying goodbye to family members and stuff. But once we get past that, their whole world takes off, all kinds of stuff going on. It's time to shed our skins, go into our new life, get ready for it. J Cat Lady, Danny Shea and I will be live when we do the reveal on the 2026 World Grid.
Do you have a date locked down?
Oh God, no. Are you kidding? I'll know, because I got to get Danny, I got to get Sheila, I got to get Dr. Gail, and I got to get Jeffrey. So
okay. So there was just that question when you might be doing that live, but
it'll be late. It'll be right around New Year's. When there's nothing else to watch but us. I tell you what, it's a great time to have a lot of Advent stuff out on Substack, because I got people watching 6 and 7 of them and liking each one, and I can tell. So
good deal.
And you're going to go out and go have family Christmas.
Yeah, you got to get changed and get ready to go to family Christmas. Yes.
Well, you mean you're not dressed in your Sunday best for us? Oh, I'm shocked.
It's pretty casual.
Yeah, couldn't be more casual than here.
It's wear your ugly sweater day.
Oh, we couldn't be more casual than here. We kind of look at each other. Do we really want to dig out the dining room table from behind the couch so we can all sit at a table together, or what? You know? Anyway, well, thank you everybody for showing up and sharing part of your holiday with us. And I really appreciate it. And I'll try to do better on learning how to run the side.
Well, I'll try next week and see if it works again.
Well, we'll try your thing and see what happens. You know, y'all don't know this. This is behind the scenes stuff. But StreamYard's started making shorts out of things, just pulling them off for you and stuff. And they keep adding all these services, and then they take things away, like, how can you connect your two shows so you can collaborate?
Something went weird, but anywho.
Well, take care, sweeties. And y'all if you're having Christmas this weekend, have a lovely Christmas. If you have Christmas Day, have a lovely Christmas. If you don't celebrate any of the holidays, just have a wonderful week and try to stay warm. Oh, I got to end the stream. That's right. You're not ending it now. Well, okay.
It's your job.